What's going on, y'all? What it is? So it seems as though that the Hispanic community is not playing around with Coca Cola, and it all has to do with a Coca Cola plant down in Texas who fired a bunch of Hispanics and then turned around and called ICE on them to be picked up and possibly deported. And so as a result of that, the Hispanic community has formed together like Voltron to protest all of Coca-Cola products, and they have now focused their attention on supporting Pepsi. Now, make no mistake about it, Coca-Cola isn't the only company that the Hispanics are protesting. They're also protesting against McDonald's, Starbucks, Target, and Sam's Club, and basically so forth and so on. Anybody that doesn't F with the Latino community, they are protesting it. And basically they're doing it under the slogan, Freeze Latino Movement. Now, what I didn't know, y'all, is that Coca-Cola is such a staple within the Hispanic community, and they really love their Coca-Cola. They drink it on a day-to-day basis, right? I'm not saying that the whole community loves Coke, but the vast majority of them love their Coca-Cola, so it's very hard for some of them to actually do away with their favorite beverage. But anyway, what I want to do right here is play you guys some clips as it pertains to this story, and then I'll be back.
By now, most of you guys have probably heard about why the Latino community is boycotting Coca-Cola. If you guys haven't, I will talk about that shortly. So obviously this boycott is going to hurt them because Coca-Cola, especially in Mexico, is one of the most consumed drinks in the whole country. So their wallet is going to definitely hurt as a result of these boycotts. But about 4 years ago, one of the greatest, if not the greatest footballer of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo, also managed to hurt Coca-Cola by himself. Cristiano Ronaldo was doing a press conference after one of the games of the Euro tournament that happened about 4 years ago. And Coca-Cola was one of the sponsors for the tournament. So at the press conference, they had 2 Coca-Cola bottles there right next to him. Cristiano Ronaldo is not a fan. So he removes both of those Coca-Cola bottles outside of the picture of the camera, the view. You don't see them. He picks up a water bottle and says, "Drink water." And what happened? Coca-Cola lost $4 billion as a result of Cristiano Ronaldo removing Coca-Cola from their press conference. They lost $4 billion in that act alone. And just in case you guys have not heard what Coca-Cola did in Texas, they called ICE on their own employees. They called a quote unquote meeting, said, hey, we're going to meet over here. And in the meantime, they called ICE to come and grab them and deport them out of the country. This is why the Latino community is boycotting Coca-Cola and all of their products. So if one person like Cristiano Ronaldo can cause Coca-Cola to lose $4 billion in one move, what can we as a Latino community do?
Coca-Cola. Did y'all hear? Tell me you didn't funnel a whole lot of illegal immigrants who you hired into a room and lied to them about how there was a meeting, and then you had them all cornered by ICE. So you're like, hey, it's all good. We told on ourselves. You got another issue now. Have you met the people that live here, whether legally or illegally? We're crazy. You think we won't have you shut down? Now, that's not to say that I am for people being here illegally, because if I go to a country where they have immigration laws and I have not followed the laws in order to be in that country, they will deport me. Plain and simple. So, same goes for everybody else in this country. I got it. But the way you went about it, that's dirty. And if you do that dirty, who knows what else you do dirty. All I gotta say is, there's some folks coming for you. And I am so glad that I am anyone but you.
You know how hard it would be for me to quit soda? Like this whole DEI boycotting stuff, all those companies. Coca-Cola, y'all really had to do me like that? I mean, I have love for my people, don't get me wrong, but damn, my
Coca-Cola is in trouble for laying off thousands of Latin American workers at Servo's bottling plant in Texas. But that's not the end of it. What made it worse was that they turned over their own employees to ICE after terminating them. Not only is this action by Coca Cola justify a boycott, but let's talk about the legal aspect of it too. The action by Coca Cola violates a federal law that a lot of people are overlooking, and it is called the Immigration and National Origin Act. It prohibits termination based on national origin. So this federal law prohibits an employer from terminating, even recruiting, hiring, or terminating an employee based on someone's place of birth, their country of origin, or because they sound foreign. So if you have a bunch of people that you suspect are illegal or undocumented, or you were involved in trafficking them to your facility, your bottling plant, then you really can't terminate them and then turn them over to ICE, because then you violate this federal statute. And the statute's written really clearly. It says you cannot discriminate against someone based on their national origin or citizenship status. So if an employer is now retaliating against its undocumented workforce and threatening or actively turning them over to ICE and terminating them, then that employer runs the risk of violating this federal statute. Okay, back to work.
Did Coca-Cola actually have their employees deported by ICE? I have seen rumors on TikTok all over the place, but I have not seen a single viable news source that I consider trustworthy that has claimed that it is fact. They all say that they are hearing rumors. Now, I see videos with millions and millions of views saying that people are boycotting Coke. And by all means, if they did this, boycott the fuck out of them. But if they didn't, who are we hurting? Let's just make sure that we are spreading the right information. If someone could please tag me in a video that has people that were there, boots on the ground, actually going through what happened at the Coca-Cola factory, I would love to hear it. If there is an article, I would love to read it. I would love to share that with my followers. I would love to share the facts. I just want to make sure that this is factual. If we are boycotting this company for no reason, then who's to stop someone else from saying something about me and all of a sudden my company goes to 1-star reviews and everything? It's scary. So let's make sure that we are spreading the right information, that we are taking the time to fact check things. If you have any questions, I'm always here to help. If you have any information about this, I would love to hear it. Please be respectful, as I am trying to be respectful to everyone else as well.
Now, as far as any major U.S. news-based media outlets talking about this situation, I haven't found anything, but I did find a publication on a Hispanic news media outlet called Merca or MRSA. I hope that I'm pronouncing it correctly, but if I'm not, that's what it is today. But it's just interesting that I haven't seen it on CNN or MSNBC or Fox or any of that sort. If you guys have seen it, drop down in the comments and let me know, and I'll stand corrected, right? But it's just so messed up how they did the Hispanic community down in Texas. They worked hard for you, and then you're going to take it upon yourself to help out the powers that be and lay all of them off, basically fire them, and then put them all in a room and call ICE to have them deported. You know what I'm saying? Just extremely disgusting behavior. Now, let's scoot along and talk about the situation that transpired in Snellville, Georgia at a Little Caesars. So a worker there took it upon himself to put a sign out there to keep Hispanics out of the store, and basically was warning them, if I see any Hispanics, I'm calling ICE on you and things of that nature. Guys, I want you to check out this news clip and I'll be back.
At this Little Caesars in Gwinnett County tell Atlanta News First they feel threatened by this sign. In Spanish it reads, ICE will be called if people loiter or act suspicious. Atlanta News First reporter Madeline Montgomery is live tonight outside that Little Caesars in Snellville. And Madeline, that sign was taken down tonight after you started asking some questions.
That's right. Corporate says that this sign right here does not represent the values of Little Caesars. And even though this sign has been taken down, customers say they do not plan on returning to this restaurant. A pizza pickup that felt far from fun for Minerva Solano.
Seeing it for the first time made me feel uncomfortable, knowing that Snellville is kind of
At this Little Caesars in Gwinnett County tell Atlanta News First they feel threatened by this sign. In Spanish it reads, ICE will be called if people loiter or act suspicious. Atlanta News First reporter Madeline Montgomery is live tonight outside that Little Caesars in Snellville. And Madeline, that sign was taken down tonight after you started asking some questions.
That's right. Corporate says that this sign right here does not represent the values of Little Caesars. And even though this sign has been taken down, customers say they do not plan on returning to this restaurant. A pizza pickup that felt far from fun from Minerva Solano.
Seeing it for the first time made me feel uncomfortable knowing that Stavo is kind of a heavily populated community of Hispanics.
A sign saying no eating or loitering in the store, and in Spanish reading that plus anything suspicious will be reported to ICE.
It's mostly a threat towards the minority community.
The man at the register, Caleb Marsh, explained his intentions.
Just help out ICE and everything, get rid of criminals.
We asked who the sign was directed at.
I would just say anything suspicious, like anything illegal.
And why not write that he would call the police instead of ICE?
Just keep the community safe and, deal with get rid of all this craziness going on.
Solano isn't buying these answers.
If he decided to go that far to translate, he should go that far to do something positive for the community, not make it negative or make people around afraid of going to that establishment.
And she's not buying the pizza here again.
I definitely don't go to Little Caesars in Snellville.
We reached out to Little Caesars corporate. They said we've contacted the franchisee of the independently owned location and the sign has been removed. This does not represent our policy. We tried to reach out to the owners of the franchise but didn't hear anything back.
All right, so you guys just saw and heard all of that. Now I want to hear what you guys think about this whole entire situation. So feel free to drop down in the comments and let me know what are your think pieces on all of this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Peace.